Here we are back on Cherokee Lake in Tennessee, hopefully on our last and final video. If you've missed all of the videos before this, just go out and check out the lake breakdown playlist. We've got this lake broken down into three different sections. You can see it over here on the left. We've got the lower section, which is what we're going to talk about today. We've actually, on the last video, we went all the way up this eastern side. Now we're going to go back down the western side, back down to the dam. We've also got the midsection, which we covered. We've already talked about all of these areas that we're in here. And then we've got the upper section. That's going to be anything north of 25E. So anything north on that side, we've also got that broke down and the videos out there for that as well. So today we're really going to be focused on this lower section. As I mentioned, we've already covered most of this stuff on the eastern side. You can see over here on the left-hand side, we've got it broken down by a couple of different things. We've got channels and ditches to begin with. That's going to be these tracks that you see in here. So as I mentioned, we've already covered that side. So we're going to be focused more on this side. And what we're looking for in here are any of the tracks where the contours are really deep. That track's going to take you right through that creek channel and line you up perfectly in those areas. So definitely something you can take advantage of. There's not a bunch of those here, but every once in a while you'll find these little creek channels back here, and you can really take advantage of the boat position if you know exactly where those creek channels are, where those ditches are, and things like that. We've also got several different types of cover. That's going to be debris. We've got humps out there, I believe, as well. A couple ponds that we found too, brush piles, pipes, all kinds of good stuff. Anything that we were able to uncover using Google Earth. Then we've also got all the boat ramps that are out there too. And you're like, why in the world are you marking all the boat ramps? Well, one, it's always nice to know where the closest boat ramp is. But two, boat ramp patterns can really be a thing, especially if you get on those boat ramps that don't get used a lot. Those tend to be like money boat ramps. So definitely take advantage of that during certain times of the year. And then last but not least, this lake has a lot of it, but rocks, hard spots, rocky areas, rock around seawalls. I can't remember if we have any seawalls on this one, but those types of things, right? If you can find the rock, you can typically find the bass. Just like if you can find the grass, you find the bass. Same type thing. So we're going to point out the rocky areas that we find here, the hard spots, the riprap, all of that good stuff. So we'll go over that. So let's go ahead and select everything here on the lower side. And as I mentioned, we've already covered, we started down here last time and we worked our way all the way up this eastern side until we got up to the very, very top. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to work our way back down this back side, and we'll cover some of this middle stuff that's out here too. So you'll notice the images on 2022. That's actually one of the best images that we have for this lake. So I'm just going to leave it there. Normally I would mess around with the dates and try to draw the water down until I can get at the lowest point. But 2022 on this image seems to be our best view. So I'm going to take the sidebar off so we can see everything here. And let's just start up here and work our way down. So first thing you notice here is obviously this nice point. Now you can see that it's got a hard spot around it. Over here on this side, you can tell there's some type of a creek channel or something flowing into it. So if I back it up just a little bit and kind of look at where the river channel might go, my guess is it probably swings up here somewhere and hits the side of this point. So this is going to be a very active area, and this nice hard spot right off the edge of it, guarantee that's going to be a good spot to find some fish, especially in the fall. That's going to be a good place. In the summertime would be a good place to find fish as well. You got some extra debris that's over here. You can just see a little bit of rock. There's a little ramp over there as well. Some more rock up in here. It's kind of isolated rock. You got another ramp that's here. There's some debris back in this little pocket. If I zoom in, I don't want to go too far. It'll jack up my image, but you can tell someone's put some trees down or something back in here. And that can be very, very productive, especially for you crappie fishermen. That could be good for you guys. But if there's crappie there, guys, you bass fishermen, the bass are not going to be very far behind. If you come back in here, you're just going to get some isolated pockets of rock. I'm going to zoom back out. We're going to get back out here more towards the main point. Now, these points do look good. They don't have any rock on them, but they still could be pretty good from an offshore standpoint. Those long extended points can really be good places in the fall. Then moving back in here, we've got some rock. You can see isolated rock here, little old pond that's back in here as well, some isolated rock. You're like, of course you can see this is all on the bank. Well, remember the water's drawn down right now. So if we put the water back up, a lot of this stuff goes back underwater. This is 2023. I think I can get back up to an image where that's completely underwater. I'm going to keep moving this around a little bit. That pond might actually stay out of the water the entire time. Then it's really drawing down. So you can see it just goes all the way around. I don't want to confuse you guys. Eventually I'll find one where the water's back at the full pool. But 2022 is when it was down the farthest, where we could see the farthest. So let's keep going. We got some more rock in here. So maybe they're along this bank line. Got a ramp back in here. You've got a pond back here. I don't know how much water is actually going to get back in here, but there is a nice little ditch that comes through here. If I move it up to 2023, you can see that it gets pretty shallow up in here, but maybe fishing around this ditch and stuff like that could be a productive area in here. Maybe not, but maybe on the outside edges of it. You've also got some rock that's over here. You can't see it in this image, but when you pull the water back, you can definitely tell there's some hard spots out here off the edge of this point. As we move back in here, it actually told us where we were at just a minute ago, and I missed it. But you got a ramp in here. You got some more rock that's back in here too, out here by this dock. See this little hard spot area, just some rock and stuff, maybe do some cranking off of. And if you zoom in really close, it looks like you may even have a laydown that's down in there too. So it could be some good areas to fish just right around this little pocket that's back here by this dock. Again, another little creek channel coming back through there. Got a creek channel coming back through here. Again, this could get pretty shallow back in here. There's docks back in here though, so I imagine the water gets up decent back in here, but some pretty good. There's a little ledge right here. You can see the shadow that it makes. Some rocks around it. That could be a good little area. Coming down, you got another one right in here as well. You got some trees right here at the mouth of it that they could collect on. So a couple decent little areas that are back in there. Then we're going to move on up. Didn't see much here. Ramp, just some isolated rock. Another ramp is over here. Some more debris and rock you can see here. There's some debris down in here. Looks like maybe some old Christmas trees. There's some rock in here too. A couple ramps back in there. And then you have this big, huge point. Again, there's nothing on this point, so I don't know how productive the point would be. But anytime you get these long, extended points like that, they can be good at certain times of the year. So this one as well. You definitely want to check them out during certain times of the year. They could be good. And then this little hump that's out here, I was hoping it'd have some rock on it or something like that. It may have some rock out here on the back side of it. Didn't see anything too crazy, but again, a good place to go look at, come summertime, maybe even the winter time as well, fall for sure, they'll go out there. So just when they're out there deeper, those types of things can be really good. All right, so let's keep moving on. Nothing much on these points. They're pretty much just all just this sandy stuff. Get back in here. You got a little creek channel, another ramp. Now, finally, we get in here. Let me zoom back out and show you where I'm at. I'm going to be right here. We're going to zoom in here. Now we get a little bit of isolated rock piles. So they're going to collect into stuff like this, just these little isolated areas. There's some debris back in here you could check out as well. Pretty good little creek channels that come through here. A couple different ramps you could check out too. Then we're going to move over here to this outside point, and this is probably, another one of the juiciest spots I think we've seen, starting with that first one is, there's a creek channel coming through here, a river channel, and it's making this hard spot. And it's on both sides of this point. So either side of this point could be really, really good. Just definitely would fish all around that whole hard area right in that spot. All right, so before we go any further, we're going to come over here and we're going to work our way right back up here and just take a look at this middle section, because we skipped it because we were so focused on the bank side. So now we're out here in the middle, and around these islands, you can see we've got some pretty good little rocky spots, and I've marked them all for you. You can see them all here. Hard spots, lots of rock, lots of stuff to fish around here. Not much out on these things, but you can see when you're out here, at least when you're on the lake and the water's up, you'll know exactly where to go to get to those rocky spots. All right, let's move back down. Here's that magical point I was telling you about. You can see it's even comes out here. Almost looks like an old roadbed or something through there. Can't tell, but almost looks like it. But definitely fishing in and around this area. Also notice that little ledge that's right here. That could be interesting. Come over here, we got a little more rock. And this is just rock down this bank line, but that's going to be a productive bank line. You can just tell it's different than everything else around it, and it's definitely a hard spot, and it goes all the way down here past these little islands. So let's zoom back in here and take a look back up in here. Got a couple ramps, some more debris, isolated debris, maybe a couple trees back in here, little fish attractor back in there, another ramp. Move back out here. This could be good too, these little pinch points right in here. They could be productive on the back side of that island. Of course, the front sides are probably going to be better just based on the what we're seeing from a contour perspective and the rocks and everything else that's around it. You also got some good hard spots that are in here as well. And then we're going to move up. We see a ramp that's in here, and this point here, I love it, love it, love it. It sticks out pretty good, and it's got some really good rock that's all around it. I mean, just really good, juicy stuff to fish around for sure. that's going to be probably my number 3 spot. So if I'm fishing right now, I'm probably hitting that first spot we talked about that was way up here, this hard spot. I'm going to fly down. I'm going to hit this area in here for sure. And then I'm definitely going to hit this point too. Now, moving on down, if we're getting in more shallow fishing, we've got some more rocks that are back up in here by these docks, kind of isolated area, a couple ramps in there. I don't even know what the heck that is, but you got a ramp in there too. Another hard spot that's out here. You finding these little hard spots amongst all this mud and sand and stuff, those can be money spots. So definitely take a look at these. Got some more rock in there, some more ramps. And we're going to move down. We're going to come off this point. I'm going to pull back a little bit, show you guys where I'm at, because I know we're making some crazy progress. So we're going to keep moving down. We got more ramps. As we move up in here, just these isolated little rocky areas. I don't know why that's showing X on me, but you can see the little rocky areas in here. So right in here and right in here could be good. There's some debris. There's some hard spots. There's actually a fence back in here you can see. A little hard spot here. I don't know what's going on here, but look at the difference between that area right there and these areas. So right on the edges of these, right where that transition happens, you got some rock in here. I don't know what this is. Maybe some type of a fish attractor or some kind of thing. Maybe it could even be from the docks used to be over there or something like that. But there's definitely some debris in there that you could fish around, cranking around, shake your head, stuff like that. More rocks, more of that debris that we looked at earlier. The pattern tells me that they're definitely man-made. Someone put them there. Now, I can't tell if they're little trees or what the heck they are, but definitely looks like somebody would want to fish around. Another ramp that's out there. Then we're going to come on out. We're in May, spring. We got a ramp here, another creek channel, some debris that's back in here as well that you could look at. Here's those things again. I don't know what the heck they are. I'm hoping that they're further out deep, that they're not all super shallow like that. But usually you find them here, you can find them a little bit further out. So take a look and see what those things are. Report back to me. Let me know what they are. All right, let's keep moving down. We got ramps. And I'm just going to start pointing these out as we got to speed up a little bit. We got some more rocks. You can see these rocky areas. A lot of debris around these docks that are in this little spot. So that could be a nice juicy spot. Here's that hard spot out there that we've been following all the way down the river channel. Got some good rock out here over here to my right too. Really good rocky spots all out here in the middle. I'll just kind of zoom into them and show them to you, but you can see we've marked all the different hard spots. So you'll know exactly where to go when you go out there. Come back in here, just more ramps, another ditch, a couple more rocks. Like this spot right here. Look how isolated this is and look how different it is than everything else. Just makes me think that's where you're definitely going to find some fish attracted to those areas. Both these two little points right here, they're kind of hidden. You're not really going to know they're there unless you've done your research, but those could definitely be good. And then of course, outside of here, more main lake on this rocky stuff is going to be productive. It just calls productivity. And finding the things inside of these little rock areas could be even better, like where this debris is. This stuff could be really good. You could find a lot of stuff around that. There's a little bit there. There's some more right there off of that point. And then over here off of this point, a really good little hard spot that kind of tails off on this side. Got a little ramp back there too. So let me pull back a little bit, show you guys where I was at. I just came down from May Spring and I'm right here. Now I'm going to keep working my way down towards the dam and then we'll finish up. So we got some more rocky areas in here. Another good hard spot that's out here. Let's see if we can get a better image. I don't think we can. There you go. There's when the water was up. So now everything we've been looking at, all those hard spots, all that rock, everything is now all underwater. Which is really what the whole point of doing this. So let's go back, trying to find this hard spot I've got out here. If you looked at it there, you'd say I was crazy. What are you marking? I cannot get this hard spot to come back up again. I think 2022 might be the best one. Yeah, so 2020, I'm going to have to go back to 2022. And you're just going to have to trust me on this, but you can see, as I zoom in, you can see the rocks and the hard areas that are right in here. That could be a very, very productive area. Would definitely go out there. That's going to be, if we're talking about spots, that's going to be number 4 now. So I got 4 spots I'm really going to want to go check out that have really got my attention. This spot here too, make that number 5 because it's out there. It's closer towards the river channel. It's got a lot of good rock and stuff like that. I really like it. And then if you don't have success out there, you could always pull in and try some of this shallow stuff where this debris is here. You got some more rock in here. Really good hard point right in here. I guarantee there's going to be some goodness out in that area. And then up in here, we got a little bit of debris that's out here outside of this dock. Looks like they put in some brush piles or something like that. And this pipe, those pipes can be productive too. You fish around those pipes, you'd be amazed at what collects around those things. And you're like, what in the world? This is just some random pipe, and all of a sudden it's got 3 or 4 fish sitting on it. So let's keep moving down. We've got these hard spots here. I said that was 5. Just going to make it 6. We're just going to work our way down. Just keep working these because these are all really good spots. So this comes out real good hard spots. If we go back when that water was up earlier, I mean, that's juice right there. That's what you want to be fishing around for sure. Go back to 2022 here. You can see that continues, and we just got them all marked. And then up here on the edges, you can see just some rocky areas, some ramps, some more rocks. But I would put most of my attention out here off of this stuff. That just looks like good fishing stuff. All right, so we're going to go on down. We're getting closer down here towards the dam. We've got a little bit of a hard spot over here off of this point. Notice how it's a little bit different than the other points. Of course, this one's got a lot of rock. But if we compare it to, say, like this point, it's a totally different color. So you definitely got a little bit of hard spot there, and you definitely have a little bit of rock. You can see it kind of pops up there in the image. Then we get down here by the dam. We've got all the riprap down by the dam. Any of these little cutouts that you see, like these little points right here, and right here, you want to scan around them because sometimes you'll get those fish that will collect around those areas. So you'll definitely want to take a look at that. Then we're going to move on down past that, just kind of finish up here. We've got a ramp that's here as well, a little bit of rock off of that point. Really juicy point right here. This is going to be, if the other area was 6, this is going to make this 7 because really like this area right in here with all the rock. Got more in here as well. You can see it. There's a little brush pile back here too that you can check out. It's kind of hidden off the beaten path. More rock out here. You can see a lot of little rock spots that we've marked out here off the edges as well. I think we covered those in the last video. Coming down here, these docks are they look like good docks to fish around. If the water's up good enough, you got a lot of good rocky areas around there. Really good rocky point in here as well. Back here, not too much. There is a little bit of an isolated little rocky area back here off this point. That's about it. The rest of the area looks pretty plain. And then we're going to come back in here. We got a nice little hard spot right in here off this point. That's going to be a productive point. You can just tell by the way it sets up. That creek channel comes out, probably swings back this way and comes up close to that point, makes it productive. You got this little structure here that you could fish around depending on the water depth, and then the rock there. And then that really takes us back to that creek where we started. So that completes the Cherokee Lake breakdown. I hope you guys have enjoyed this thing. Please make sure to go out and check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. Not only do we have Cherokee Lake out there, but we have several other lakes in Tennessee. You can see here on my list to the left all the different Tennessee lakes we have. We've got Cherokee, Chickamauga, Dale Hollow, Douglas Lake, Fort Loudoun, Keowee, Nickajack, South Holston, Timms Ford, Watauga Lake, and Watts Bar. So make sure to go out, check it out, simplisticfishing.com. And until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.